so that you can grow your business. We now have speakers from Atomy USA, Royal Master Jason Shim, who will not only share his knowledge, but also his real-life journey and experiences through Atomy. This will help us learn and gain inspirations to keep on working towards our goals. Let us watch this presentation.
Hello, Atomians in Australia. How are you? My name is Jason Shim, the Royal Master from Atomy America. Very nice to meet you today. I think everybody is suffering because of the pandemic, and it's just getting worse and worse, right? I hope everything is okay with you, with your family in Australia. The place I'm living in US, is kind of, hectic, and a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are dying too. And I'm going a lot of funerals these days, and I'm going to also the memorial service since my church members passed away a year ago. Very difficult days. But as an Atomian, especially as a member of Crown Leaders Club, I'm doing very, very okay. I'm doing very actually good because of Atomy. I've been doing Atomy business for 11 years, over 11 years for now. And 2010, I met Atomy. My life is totally, totally different now than before Atomy. Actually, I don't have to worry about anything about my financial status or my time. I'm totally, totally free financially and timely. And I'd like to show you some of my background first before I talk about Atomy. This is the picture that I came to United States 1996. At the time, I didn't have any money, no education, no skill, and no English. I couldn't speak any English at the time, For example, when I was in a shopping mall, I didn't know how to ask, where is bathroom? So I had to just keep walking around until I find the bathroom. That's how I was not able to speak English. The first job I took at the time was from a restaurant. Because I couldn't speak any English, and thank God, fortunately, the manager of the restaurant was Korean. So he gave me a job as a busboy. Busboy doesn't drive a bus. You just have to clean the dishes out of the table. And I was just working hard, but the money I was making was little and not even close to afford myself. And I figured the waiters and waitresses, they are making more than double than I was making. And I asked my manager, how do I become a waiter? And he said, hey, Jason, you should be able to take the orders from the customers in English. But I couldn't speak any English at the time, right? So I asked my manager, how can I improve my English? He said, listen to the radio, the news channel radio. At the time, if you can remember, 1996, there was no smartphone, no YouTube, no Netflix, nothing. Only thing available for me especially was radio. So as the recommendation by my manager, I kept listening to the radio. But the radio doesn't mean anything to me because it just sounds like a noise to me. If you listen to a foreign language, is it meaningful to you, or is it just noise to you? It was just noise to me when I listened to the news channel radio at the time. And so I asked my manager, how can I improve my English if I cannot listen to anything? It sounds like seems to me it's a wasting of my time. And the manager told me this. That was my first meaningful lesson in my life. He said, Jason, there's no easy way. You just have to keep doing the things you're doing now. There's no other way. Keep listening to the radio. So I did that until I was able to finally start to recognize some words. And since I can listen to it, I was able to say it. So like that, I was able to finally take the orders from the customers, and finally I became a waiter. And as a result of that, I was making more money. And what's going to happen if you make more money? You spend more money, especially when you meet a beautiful, wonderful lady, what's going to happen? You spend all the money you have. Probably you will spend more than you are earning, right, to win the lady, right? So finally, I was able to get married with my wife, and we start having more children. And since I have more and more children coming to my family, I had to be working harder and harder because I have to earn more money to afford my family, right? But because I didn't have any English, not enough English, and no skill, no money, no background. So if I need more money, I had to be working more hours and more hours, getting a second job and third job like that. Working like that doesn't mean that you could be rich. You could be buying the bread for the day, for tomorrow, but you can never save any money. And especially when I have 4 children, I have 4 children now, and wonderful kids. But when I have to bring the bread on the table, and I have to pay the bill, pay the rent, insurance, everything, that was too much. And you look at the children; they look very happy. But look at me; I was tired all the time to support the family, and basically. I was working all the time if I'm not sleeping. So I became like hopeless, depressed, hopeless. Think about it. I was barely making ends meet at the time. But when you think about their future, in the future, I have to support with more money, right? Can I do that? I think it was so difficult. I thought it was almost impossible because I was already working maximum hours. How can I make more money, right? That's why I became totally hopeless. And finally, 2009, my number 4 came to the world, and very same month, in the winter season, we lost the house. So we have to move out from the house with a 20 days baby and 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 8-year-old, all these children. With all these children, I have to move out from the house, and we have to rent a house. So I had a very difficult time of my life, and I start to think very, very bad things those days. If I'm not Christian, probably I'm not in the world right now. Because at that time I was so depressed. I did so many bad. I had so many bad ideas, but thank God, He protected me. And finally, about 1.5 years later, after I lost my house, a strange lady came to me and asked me a question. Do you know Atomy? I said, what the heck is that? I have no idea. And she started explaining about Atomy, but it sounded like what? Network marketing, multi-level marketing. MLM supposed to mean multi-level marketing, right? But it meant to me most to lose money. Why? Because I had 6 times of network marketing experience. I did 2 A companies, one A company, 2.5 years, other A company, 1.5 years, and other 4 companies I did a little bit, but I dropped right away. After all of this experience, I realized network marketing is just a good theory, never work in the real life. But here's a strange lady trying to explain me another network marketing. I said, no, thank you. But thank God, she didn't walk away from me when I said no to her. How many times do you get no, from people? Do you just walk away from them, or you want to try one more time? Thank God my sponsor didn't walk away from me, and she tried one more time. Hey, sir, this is a company with no joining fee and no obligation, no annual fee. Nothing to lose. Probably she knew my financial status. I had nothing to lose anyway. So that sounds very strange as a network marketing company because I never heard of it before. As a network marketing company, no joining fee, no monthly obligation. You don't have to buy every month. No auto shipping, and no annual fee. How could it be? Sound very suspicious. But one corner of my heart says, hey, nothing to lose anyway. Sign up. So, I became a member. After I became a member, she started bugging me to come to a seminar. And thank God, God is good. Probably He loved me so much. I mean, I know He loves me so much, right? And the first seminar I went to was the seminar our chairman, Hangil Park, was there giving the speech. But I didn't know who that was, My sponsor just told me the chairman was coming, and I, didn't give a lot of thought about it. But, as a suspicious man about the free membership, free obligation, free annual fee, and even free seminar, I was really, really suspicious. But after the 4-hour speech of our chairman, I became a totally different person. Chairman said all those technologies, all those philosophies, and a lot of things. And, those 4 hours was life-changing moment, How can it be easier to become a member? How can it be easier to sign up people, right? It's free membership. I was able to one day sign up 30 people. People ask me, Jason, how did you make 30 people sign up? And I said, since it's free, you don't have to explain anything. Just, they are my friends, so I asked them to write down the information, and they asked me why, and I told them, hey, it's good for you, something good for you. I didn't have enough time to explain them. I just let them write it down, the information, because I didn't know at the time. All my sponsors in Korea, I had to start everything by myself with Atomy in America. I was just making a lot of mistakes. But anyway, can it be easier than free membership, right? How about products? It's better than Costco in US, right? Cheaper than Costco. That explains everything already. The quality is way better than Costco, and the price is cheaper than Costco. Think about our toothpaste. It's 200 grams, $3. I don't know, I forgot. But anyway, it's cheap. One day I compared the price and the amount with the Costco, side by side. But ours is cheaper, and ours is a bigger size. But the quality is way better. That explains everything. So for the product, if you use, you will save money, right? Can it be easier than that? How can the company make it easier for you to sell the product or for you to use the product? This is like a no-brainer. So I started, selling the product to myself, also start recommending to my friends around me. Of course, they didn't accept me from the beginning, but later on they start to changing their products to Atomy, little by little. So, can it be easier than that when you have to sell the product? And on top of that, we tell absolute quality with the absolute price. On top of that, we give you 100% money-back guarantee. How can we make it easier than that? This is the easiest business in the world. It's so easy making them as a member, telling them to try the product because we have a 100% money-back guarantee with the absolute quality, with the absolute price, and for easy to make it, it's cheaper than Costco. That explains everything. How about the business, right? Unlimited levels that you could override. And one server throughout the whole world. At the time, that didn't mean much because America was the first country they are opening. But now look at this. We are opening so many countries. We opened 18 countries and counting more and more. We are opening Turkey, England, more countries in South America, Africa, more countries in Europe. We are opening so many countries. Think about this fact. Let's say I have a big group in Singapore. If they are producing a lot of PV, right? The volume is created in Singapore, but I make money by sitting in America. This is so simple for me, but so complicated for the company to make it implement, right? Atomy is doing amazing job for the members to be successful. Atomy is doing a phenomenal job. Can they make it easier than that, right? So, and on top of that, how about the income? We have so fair distributing income. We have more commission percentage for the people on the bottom. As you go higher and higher, you have less and less percentage of the income. And on top of that, we have an income ceiling. You know, think about $100,000 a month. That's insane already, but that's the maximum. If you have more volume than $100,000 a month as a commission, but they limit the income so that they can distribute more for the people on the bottom to make it fair, to make an income equality, right? So the business side is also very, very amazing. So after I listened to the CEO's speech, I was totally blown away. And you are looking at the picture that I attended the first time Atomy seminar ever. At the time, when I joined the seminar, I had no idea that I will become a Royal Master and I become a member of Crown Leaders Club. I had no idea at the time. Looking at the picture, you know, from the left side, she's my sponsor. She was just sales master at the time. I was nobody. And if you see the person on the right side, he's an Imperial Master now. They are all legends now, right? Think about it. Think about your future by doing Atomy for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? And you are looking at the picture of me and my wife when we became a Star Master. And this is the picture of we are becoming a Royal Master. Looking at my wife, she's so happy looking at the $50,000 that she's going to receive, right? And this is a picture when I was in headquarters in South Korea, 2019, giving speech. My life with Atomy dramatically changed. Thank God for sending me Atomy, right? With Atomy, I worked so hard. You know, so many people ask me, after I became successful, so many people start asking me, Jason, how did you make a success? Tell us your know-how. And I start thinking about how I made a success. And I came to my conclusion. I have no know-hows. I just follow the system. I just learned the lesson they taught me. And I try to do it as best as I can. And it happened. Nothing special, nothing phenomenal, just normal procedures. And I think later on, I learned so many lessons. I figured, oh, you know what? I followed all their lessons, 8 steps to success, 8 core checklist. You know, the consistency with the passion is the powerful tool to make you to be successful. So let's talk about the success, how to make a success. First of all, you have to be lucky. You know, think about, are you feeling lucky? Yes or no? Raise your hand. Yeah, so many people are raising their hands, right? Yes, you are right. You are very, very specially lucky. Think about how many people you talk to become a member. But how many people actually becoming a member? And even after they become a member, how many people are using the product, becoming a consumer, right? And how many people out of this consumer becoming a business partner? And how many business partners are actually attending these seminars tonight or today, right? The fact that you are sitting here with us now, that means you are super lucky because Atomy will change your life. We will work together so that we can change our lives. Just like mine is changed dramatically. So you are a super lucky person. And luck is not enough to make you to be successful. You have to make an effort. So let's take a look. What kind of effort you need? First, you need to do it with the right way. If you are not going to the right direction, sooner or later you have to come back to the starting point and do all over again. So make sure you are going to the right direction. Otherwise, hey, you're wasting time. I cannot say you are wasting time. You are getting the experience. So in some other words, it could be helpful, but make sure you are going to the right direction to make it efficient, right? And you have to be diligent. If you think you are lazy, we cannot help you then. You have to be diligent. When I think to myself, when I was developing my business in the early days, I didn't stop going out, not even one day. Windy day, rainy day, snowy day, it doesn't matter. I start working every single day. And I get up early in the morning and didn't come home until late at night. And, Australia is a big country, like USA. I have to be driving like 4 hours, 6 hours, sometimes 14 hours, 11 hours, sometimes 16 hours, so many hours of driving. And, I didn't have enough gas money. I didn't have enough money. So I skipped so many lunches. I skipped so many nights sleeping in my car. But I never lost my passion because it kept me moving. And I cannot be lazy because, thinking about my family, I had to be pushing myself all the time. Cannot be lazy. So you have to push yourself. If you're not sleeping, if you're sleeping too many hours, try to cut some hours of your sleeping. And, to save time, I was even explaining the marketing plan while I was sleeping. One day I was traveling with the country manager of US. The country, Paul Yu, told me in the morning, "Hey, Jason, why you are explaining about the marketing plan while you are sleeping? I think I'm too passionate. So even sleeping time is my working hours. I couldn't stop working with Atomy, at least for the first 4 years. Anyway, let's talk about the right way. What is the right way? First of all, you have to make sure to make your life scenario. Do you know scenario? Scenario is used for write down the story before you shoot the movie, right? We are about to shoot our own movie, and you are the director and you are the main character. What kind of movie do you want to make? Whatever it is, you better write it down. If you're not writing down, you have no idea where it's gonna go. It could end up nowhere. So make sure you write down the story that the movie that you want to, and better be a good one. Otherwise, it's not worth it. So make sure, write down the life scenario. Let me tell you my story. I was so ashamed to talk about this fact that I didn't have a legal status in the United States for 23 years. So-called, I was illegal. I had an illegal status for 23 years. But when I was taught that I have to write down a life scenario, I wrote it down like this. 2020, I want to go back to Korea, and I want to get married with my wife because we couldn't have a wedding ceremony. We didn't go a honeymoon. So I wrote it down. By the year of 2020, I wanted to go to Korea and get married again in front of my parents and her parents. That's what I wrote years ago. God is good. He didn't wait until 2020. He prepared everything for me so that I could go to Korea in 2019 and get married with my wife, with my 4 children. And we had such a wonderful time together. But, so 1 year early, everything happened. What if my life scenario happened in 2020? Probably couldn't because of the pandemic. God is good, So make sure you write down your life scenario. Secondly, follow the 8 steps to success. I don't want to explain all the steps, but you have to make sure, write down your dream and determine that you want to be successful. Make your mind. Determine your direction. What do you do as your job? If you're saying, oh, I'm a driver, or I'm a physician, or I'm a whatever, then you're not determined fully. When we ask you, what do? You should automatically say, oh, I do Atomy, right? Determination is a key factor. And finally, follow the system. No matter how smart you are, no matter how capable you are, you cannot manage your whole team. You should be able to manage a small group, but not the whole group. Me, I have members in all 18 countries, probably 50 countries. Who knows? I have no idea how many members I have. But I do know that I cannot manage all of them. But thank God we have a system, the powerful system. We call it magnetic system, super magnet. If you are connected to the system, you become the super magnet. Not you are the super magnet. The system that you are touching is the super magnet, and that's going to help you. And everyone who follow you will follow the system too, then it's going to be duplicated. So it doesn't matter who you are, right? Doesn't matter how old you are, or whatever job or history you have. If you have the system working for you, you will be successful. But before the system starts working for you, we should start working for the system first. Then the system will work for you. Finally, you have to be diligent. For that, I want to introduce A-Core checklist. Probably you learned already about the A-Core checklist. Let me briefly go through all the 8 core checklists. Number 1, you have to use the product with love. Let's say we are selling Mercedes, but driving a Cadillac. Do you think you could sell Mercedes? No. If you want to sell Mercedes, you better be driving a Mercedes, right? If you want to sell Cadillac, you better be driving a Cadillac. If you want to sell Atomy products, you better be using Atomy products with lots of love. I love Atomy products. I use all Atomy products. So should you. You have to be using Atomy products with love. And second, you have to attend the meeting. Attend the meeting to learn about the history, background science, all the stories. And also we can share the stories of the product. And you share your story, and they will share their story. The more stories you know about Atomy products, the more you will be powerful. Doesn't matter who you meet, you have lots of stories to tell for their situation. So attending the meeting is so essential. Number 3, deliver the products. Make sure whoever you meet, make them to use the product. Okay, number 4, contact. Some people teach you to show the plan, right? But I tell you, just contact is enough. Just contact. What do we have to say? Just say like this: excuse me, do you know Atomy? How many seconds did I take? Not even 1 second, right? Excuse me, do you know Atomy? Maybe 1 second. That's all I'm asking. That's already enough. Let's say you are hiking a mountain. Which is the hardest part according to the whole course of the hiking? The answer is getting out of the house is the hardest part. Most people were just thinking about going hiking, but they never get out of their house. So for Atomians, a lot of people thinking about showing the plan, but they never open the conversation. Initiate the conversation by saying, excuse me, do you know Atomy? Just like that, right? Just one person a day. Do it. Go out, do it. If you haven't done for today, go out, just ask someone, do you know Atomy? That's it, and come back home. Then you're done for the day. And make sure you do this every single day. read books. You know, if you keep contacting people, you will have consumers, and sooner or later you will have a business partners. Now you are becoming a leader. Leaders are readers. If you're not reading a book every day, that means you are not a leader. So make sure you read books every single day. 6, watch VOD, especially our chairman and Dr. Lee and all those successful people. And these days we have too many videos available. So no excuse. When I started, we didn't have any videos, no YouTube, nothing. Right? Now we have so many videos available. Make sure you watch a VOD every day. Number 7, communication. Communication is like a blood circulation on your body. If you don't have a good blood circulation, you will be sick. And if you're unfortunate, you have to cut part of your body. Same thing, communication in your group. If you're not communicating with your spouse and your partners, you will be sick. Your group will be sick. So make sure you communicate every single day with your sponsors and your partners. Number 8, build the trust with your consumers. Because when they say no to you now, that doesn't mean no forever. Someday, could be tomorrow, could be next year, could be 3 years later, could be 5 years later, they will say yes and they want to join you, and probably they want to do the business together with you. So keep building the trust. So that was the brief explanation about the 8-core checklist. Now, I want to talk about active and passive. You know, the house I'm living now is a very, very good location. And across my house, there's a very fancy supermarket. You know what? Probably it took for them millions of dollars to open their business. Who has millions of dollars to open a business like that, right? We don't. I didn't. But they opened the business, and they are opening the supermarket every single day. Doesn't matter windy day, rainy day, snow day. It doesn't matter. They are opening every single day, and they make sure the employees working hard to maintain the decent style, displaying the products, right? Making sure that they are nice to customers, right? They are opening every day. But let's compare their business and Atomy business. Number 1, supermarket business is a passive work and active income. What does that mean? They open their supermarket and waiting for the consumers to come, right? And then they make money. If they close the supermarket, their income stops. So they are passive work. They are waiting for the customers to come, and they are making active income. But how about Atomy? Do we have a stores like a supermarket? No. So what do you have to do? We cannot wait for the people to come to me, but we have to go to people, ask them, do you know Atomy? This is active work. But we could build a passive income. You know, by doing this, making consumers, group of consumers, and find the leaders who wants to do the business together with you and teach them how to make their consumers, and go on and on and on. If you do this, 3 years, 5 years, depends on how you do, depends on how your team works, you will be building a passive income. Once you start getting the passive income, that passive income will continue to come to your bank account every single month until you die. And it will be passed down to your children and their children. It's 3-generation, inheritable income. So, what is the difference? You don't need millions of dollars to open a supermarket like that, but you just open your mouth and talk to people, go to the people, and talk about Atomy, and you will be making passive income. If you happen to have a supermarket around you, watch them. See if they are opening every day. I guarantee they are opening every single day. If you see them opening their store every day, you better remind yourself that you have to go to people every single day to talk about Atomy. You don't have to do this forever, but you have to do this at least, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's up to you, right? But if you do this, you will be building passive income. And you will have a freedom, like me, financially freedom, timely freedom. What is the 3 key in real estate business? Location, and yes, I know, I see everybody saying location. Yes, the answer is location, location, location. But what about the 3 keys in business? The number one is invest, and number two is invest, and yeah, I see again, people are saying invest, yes. The three keys in business, I think, is invest, invest, invest. You have to invest. Now, if you think Atomy as your business, you should start thinking like a business owner. Business owner take all responsibility. They don't want to rely on somebody else for their business. They are the one who are responsible for everything to run, make sure to run the business, right? So that's why you have to invest and invest, invest. Can you think about a supermarket, opening a supermarket with empty shelves? Have you ever seen a supermarket like that, empty shelves, right? If a customer come and ask, oh, Jason, I need a rice. And the owner of the supermarket says, oh, you know, I'll order now, come back tomorrow, next week. Have you seen a supermarket like that? No. You have to invest. Don't be afraid to have a lot of product. Be afraid of having not enough product. Since you are starting a business, let me say it again. Don't be afraid to have too much product, but be afraid having not enough products. Because the first goal you have to achieve is sales master. Guess what you have to master to become a sales master? Right, you said it. Sales. You have to master the sales to become a sales master. Be the master of the products so that you could become a sales master. This is my final slide. History is the repetition of challenge and response. Right now, we are in great challenge. We are facing the great challenge, probably the greatest challenge so far. But we do know even bigger pandemic is coming. Because of the change of the climate, all sorts of trouble, we'll have more and more, worse and worse challenges. What should be our response? You want to fight or flight? Those people who fight, they will triumph. Those people who want to flight away, they will be the losers. What would be your response? I recommend my members challenge. Let me finish my speech by telling you the story of the eagle. One day, mother eagle tried to throw the baby eagle off the cliff. And the baby eagle have no idea why mommy eagle is trying to throw me off the eagle. I'm so afraid of the cliff. But the mother eagle, no mercy, threw the baby eagle off the cliff. And soon later, what happened? Baby eagle start flying. Not just flying very high, realizing that he could fly. If you never challenge it, you have no idea how great you will be. If you're trying to stay on your comfort zone, that means you are not a leader. Leaders never satisfied with their situation for now. They will continue challenging for new things. They never stay in their comfort zone. So challenge it. If you are not a sales master yet, challenge for sales master. If you challenge the sales master like a month ago, challenge again. I recommend my members challenge at least 4 times or more as a sales master. If you're a diamond master, challenge it more than 4 times a year. Challenge it. If you challenge it, then you realize that you have a giant inside you. Just like mothers. Raise your hand if you are mothers. Wow, so many people raising their hands, right? You will realize that as a mother, if you see your child is in great danger, mothers will do everything to save their children's life, even if it means their life, their own life, just like that. And they have no idea how they did it after that happened, right? You know what I mean, right? Think about it. If you challenge, you will realize the greater version of yourself. You will wake up the giant version of you. You will realize that you could fly. By doing it continuously, consistently, you will change your life. Someday you could be a Star Master, Grand Master, Crown Master, and even Imperial Master, making $100,000 a month every single day without worrying about the financial status, without worrying about your time. You could enjoy your dream. These days, I'm doing a community service. I started doing community service. That was my dream. My dream was supporting the missionaries. I'm helping missionaries right now. That was my dream, helping the homeless people. Because I don't have to worry about my life, my financial status, and I have enough time to help them. So I'm living the dream that I dreamed years ago because of the Atomy. I hope you can change your life with the Atomy, and someday we'll, celebrate together for our success. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Carrie Pat, Sales Master from Brisbane, and I have been your host today. Please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we have great content that will help you expand your knowledge. Join us next month for our second Success Academy of the year. It will take place on both the 26th of June and 3rd of July at 10 o'clock in the morning. It will be a fantastic event as we will be celebrating Atomy Oceana's 3rd anniversary. Thank you very much and see you then. Goodbye.